Zoetis said it was progress, a breakthrough in veterinary medicine. But for thousands of pet owners, the stories surrounding NGF-blocking drugs have become something very different. After the controversy surrounding Librela and Solensia, new injections are now entering the market. Lenivia and Portela, new names, longer dosing, same biological target, and many pet owners are asking the same question. Are we repeating the same experiment again? Today I look at how these drugs are made, how they are approved, and what the public may not fully understand yet. The next generation of NGF drugs, Lenivia and Portela, are monoclonal antibody injections developed by Zoetis, the world's largest animal health pharmaceutical company. Like Librela and Solensia, these drugs target nerve growth factor, commonly known as NGF. NGF plays a major role in transmitting pain signals in osteoarthritis. By blocking it, these drugs attempt to reduce chronic joint pain in animals suffering from degenerative disease. For many pets, osteoarthritis can be debilitating, which is why the promise of long-lasting pain relief has attracted enormous attention in veterinary medicine. But these new drugs are not new science. They are built on the same NGF-blocking mechanism already used in Librela and Solensia injections. Zoetis has developed Lenivia and Portela, these newer antibodies with longer dosing intervals, every 3 months instead of monthly injections. For veterinarians and clinics, that convenience is appealing, and so is the amount of money they will charge. For pet owners, the promise is simple: fewer injection, less pain, longer relief. But the full story is more complicated. Regulatory approval, what it actually means. Both Lenivia and Portela have already cleared important regulatory steps in Europe. Lenivia received a positive opinion from the Committee for Medicinal Products for Veterinary Use on the 12th of October 2025. Shortly after, the European Commission granted marketing authorization on the 26th of November 2025 for treatment of canine osteoarthritis pain. Portela followed a similar timeline. The committee issued its positive opinion on the 10th of September 2025, and the European Commission approved it on the 29th of October 2025 for feline osteoarthritis pain. In regulatory terms, this means the drugs met the required standards for quality, safety, and efficacy based on available data. But regulatory approval does not mean that every possible risk is already known. In fact, many veterinary medicine are only discovered after widespread real-world use. So it's like a game of Russian roulette as to what may happen to your pets as they don't know. They call this post-marketing surveillance, the ongoing debate around NGF drugs. NGF-blocking drugs have been praised by many veterinarians for improving mobility and quality of life in arthritic animals. At the same time, reports of adverse reactions associated with earlier NGF drugs have circulated widely among some pet owner communities. These reports include neurological symptoms, sudden deterioration, and in some cases death. It is important to understand that adverse event reports do not automatically prove causation. However, they are part of the pharmacovigilance system that regulators monitor closely. Pet owners have reported thousands of suspected reactions globally involving Librela and Solensia. Regulators and Zoetis state that benefits outweigh the risks for approved use, while continuing to monitor safety data, which they may be doing. but they still claim side effects are rare or very rare, so there's the conflict in their monitoring. Critics like Say No to Librela and Solensia in the UK argue that transparency around adverse event reporting should be stronger and more accessible to the public. Marketing and veterinary adoption. When a new veterinary drug enters the market, education campaigns often begin immediately. Pharmaceutical companies provide training, materials, and marketing support to veterinary practices. Veterinarians then decide whether to adopt the product for their patients. Drugs like Lenivia and Portela are already being described in professional circles as next-generation osteoarthritis treatments, but some pet owners say they were not always fully aware of the potential risks when previous NGF drugs were recommended. Informed consent, understanding both benefits and risks, remains a crucial part of medical decision-making, especially when long-acting injections cannot be reversed once administered. Why this conversation matters. Millions of dogs and cats suffer from osteoarthritis worldwide. New pain treatments are needed. For now, some pets may benefit, but the debate surrounding these drugs highlight an important issue. How quickly should new biological medicines be adopted? Before long-term real-world safety data fully emerges? For uninformed pet owners, their answers are simple. Trust the system. Trust the science. For informed pet owners, the experiences they've witnessed with their own animals raise questions. Questions that deserve open discussion, not cover-ups, not lies, not silence. What pet owners should do. If your pet suffers from osteoarthritis worldwide new, these are important steps. Speak openly with your vet about all treatment options, even holistic options. Ask about known risks and benefits. Request information about alternative therapies. Report any suspected adverse reactions to your vet and to Zoetis and the VMD. The Veterinary Medicines Directorate? Pharmacovigilance only works when experiences are reported. Lenivia and Portela may represent real innovation in veterinary pain management, or they may become part of an ongoing debate about how quickly new drug technologies should reach the market. What is certain is this: every pet owner deserves transparent information, informed choice, and honest discussion about risks, because when it comes to our animals, they trust us to ask the hard questions. Shadow story is not rare. It's a warning. Please sign the petition to demand UK oversight and a ban on these drugs. https://che/v8tjfyxv7r. Share this video with every pet owner you know. Ask questions, demand answers.